All right, guys, and welcome to another edition of Just a Couple Guys Talking Football. But of course, it's just a single guy today, so just a guy talking football. Unfortunately, Tate could not join us. He busy day firefighting in Colorado, so he was stuck at work. So hopefully everything gets better for him. So here's what we're going to do. We're just going to talk about the two games on that are happening today for Saturday. Just kind of give you what I think I should say, and then kind of where my picks are for this game and just the general feeling I got. And then hopefully Tate will join us tomorrow. We can recap the games from tonight, or from today, I should say. And then we can give you a full slate of picks on Sunday. Whether or not one of us will be giving you, if not both of us, our full pick of games tomorrow morning. So let's start off with the Carolina Panthers facing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Technically for the NFC South crown. Now, the caveat to this is you would think, okay, either one of these teams they win the division. Well, unfortunately, because of the way that this has worked out in the NFC South, and this is the most NFC South thing to happen, by the way, that if the Tampa Bay Buccaneers win, they have to wait to see who wins the New Orleans and Atlanta game. Because if Atlanta were to win that game, all three teams, Atlanta Falcons, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and Carolina Panthers, would be 8-9. And because of that, that would force the Carolina Panthers to win the division because they have a better conference record. So it's going to be a little chaotic. I think that as much as that is something that could happen, I unfortunately have been watching the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for the last couple weeks. And I'm sorry to say, Tampa, as high as I was on you earlier on in the season, I am not so much anymore. You started 6-2, went to the bye week, and then just 1-7 since 1-7. That is so bad. I know it's at Tampa, and some people think that it's ludicrous to not think that Tampa wins the game. I think it's ludicrous to not think that Carolina's not going to win this game. I know that Carolina's not that flashy on offense. I know that they might have a little bit of a tough time, but Tampa Bay's defense is so bad right now, and they are just inept in every way. I saw a meme the other day that has, with a picture of Hassan Reddick saying, look out, he stole $14 million from the Glazer family. Like, they don't even know what's going on. The defense has not shown up whatsoever. This offense does look lost, too, from Tampa Bay. I watched last week when they played Miami. They scored right away. And then after that, they just kind of cocooned for a while. Listen, if Quinn Ewers can find some passing lanes against Tampa Bay, I think Bryce Young can too, okay? Carolina will run the football in this game and take care of business against Tampa Bay. We're not going to even have to worry about what happens with the Falcons in New Orleans, even though still I think New Orleans will probably win that game because that's the Atlanta thing to do too. Hey, we could win to really cause havoc. Oh, never mind. We stub our toe and we lose. But that's what I'm thinking. I think Carolina, Rico Dotto runs the football. Bryce Young finds some passing lanes. You're going to see Carolina win this one, become the number 4 seed because they'll be the NFC South champs getting ready to host the number 5 seed, which most likely will be the Rams as long as they win. But, you could see Seattle sneak up into that, or San Francisco, I guess, if you will. So, but let's talk about that Seattle and San Francisco game. Oh, I'm sorry. Official pick for Tampa Bay. So, Carolina +3, and give me the over 43.5. Okay? I think that this is screams to me like 27-20 game, 27-17 game, but I think Carolina wins this one pretty handily. Now, let's move on to Seattle Seahawks going to the San Francisco 49ers. This is going to be a fun game, and this actually goes to decide something very important too, the number 1 seed in the NFC. Seattle wins, they keep it. They are the number 1 seed. They have home field advantage throughout. They get a bye. San Francisco, they win. They get the 1st seed and technically could just keep their bags packed in at their house because they could play the divisional game, the NFC Championship, and the Super Bowl all in Santa Clara. But before we get there, 2 teams, 6-game winning streak. I think that this is a game that's going to be a lot of fun to watch, but I think that it's going to come down to one thing. And I think that if everybody's been watching Seattle's defense is lights out. I love their defense. I think they play fantastic. There's been a couple rumblings over these last couple weeks that old Sam Darnold that popped up at the end of last year started popping up again. He popped his head a little bit here. He popped his head a little bit there. I know he did need to do a lot against Carolina. Well, really in the second half. The first half, there was a little bit more of a fight going on with Carolina last week. I think that there's been little tremblings of that old Darnold popping up, and that's what kind of worries me in this game. That and the fact that Kyle Shanahan had Sam Darnold in his system a couple years ago. Then Sam Darnold went on, became a really good quarterback. Happy about that. The other one is Clint Kubiak, the Seattle Seahawks offensive coordinator. He came up with Kyle Shanahan. He runs Kyle Shanahan's system. Kyle Shanahan is the master of going to play people that have been underneath him before. Okay? He look at how much trouble he gives to Sean McVay. Look at what he how much trouble he gave to Mike McDaniel. Everybody that tries to run his scheme against him usually does not have the same kind of success rate. Now, Seattle's defense is very good, and I think that they're going to cause some problems. But I think San Francisco's offense is lights out right now. They're playing super, super fun football. Christian McCaffrey catching the ball out of the backfield is causing so much havoc now. He was tough for the Bears to cover. They ended up covering him with a nickel corner a couple times because they just couldn't find an answer for him. That and that run game starting to get going is starting to cause teams problems because now you had to worry about the pass. Now you got to worry about the run. Kittle being questionable kind of worries me. Limited in practice. Limited in practice means maybe I did something on the side. I don't know if he's going to play, but here's the thing, San Francisco. You didn't have that much of a drop-off with Tungus last week. That guy was catching everything thrown his way. Kittle being out, yeah, it kind of worries me. Tungus kind of wipes that away. So I think San Francisco still got the edge there. The other one that worries me, though, for San Francisco is Trent Williams. He did not practice. He's been out with a hamstring. Now, he's an older player. Does he need to practice? Probably not. I'm sure he can figure it out. That worries me, though. If he hasn't practiced all week, and I know it's a short week, it says to me that there's something a little bit more going on. So that worries me a little bit. They didn't do too bad with the replacements last week, but what is going to happen overall against this very, very hungry Seattle front seven, which just causes havoc? I think this is going to be a hard-fought game. I think San Francisco's defense, of course, worries me. But I think that they'll find their way against Seattle's offense, especially because Shanahan does this against his disciples, if you will, or his pupils, or whatever you want to say, whatever word. But student of his, he does very well against. Okay? So that's why I think that Kyle Shanahan and San Francisco 49ers will take this game tonight. I think being a home dog is crazy to me. I know how well Seattle's playing. San Francisco's playing just as well. Just as well. I mean, and they've been able to weather the storm, and they've got some mojo going. And I think that they're starting to peak at the right time. And I feel like their 6-game win streak has been more decisive than the Seattle Seahawks 6-game win streak. Because I think Seattle Seahawks, you've been riding a little bit and like, whoa, hey, we got here. We got to win here. We got to win there. That's what I think it's going to go down to. So official pick, San Francisco plus 2.5, and give me the over of 47.5. All right, guys, thank you for joining us on Just a Couple Guys Talking Football, hence Just a Guy Talking Football today. We kept it short and sweet. Hopefully, Tate will join us tomorrow. We will give you our recap from the Saturday games and then give you the rest of our picks for Sunday, Week 18. But other than that, take it easy. We are out.